All right, so we have two wars together here for the off season, starting with Quicksilver, Storm, and it was going to be Chavez, but didn't end up taking a fight there. Path 2 in Section 1 here, found out that Placebo here resets every time a non-damaging debuff is placed, which actually makes Quicksilver a really good counter for it, and not having to worry about Mystic Dispersion. If S99 and Titania and the such aren't banned. But every time you're attacking, a Whiplash is going to place, so it's going to refresh that. And then anytime you're baiting a special attack, a Wither is going to place, so it refreshes it there. So here's the Sasquatch for comparison. As usual, I build up all my Whiplash, and then I go into Special 2. Here I threw Special 1 after throwing a Heavy, just so that we could get the slow up. So this one will be Special 1 into Special 2, detonate, throw the Special 2, and let them pop. So we're going to have a bit more Whiplash than normal, since we have a longer build to that Special 2, having thrown the Special 1 at the start. And you see all the Withers we have here, so this one Placebo that made it through actually just gutted Sasquatch's power. So if a Placebo happens to make it through in Section 1, it's still not a problem for Quicksilver. So next node wasn't a Mystic. Here we have a Valkyrie, so we're going to end up using Storm, and that's where Storm came in, at least was the idea. And there's really nothing to this fight. We're just taking advantage of the fact that if our stun is shrugged, we're going to end up with a passive stun like that there. And we're just building to Special 2 and then letting her rip. We're probably heavy, or do a stun heavy on our way to Special 2 to pause any prowess that we get throughout. I don't know why I charged it there. Didn't need to do that. And then we're hoping once we get here, we take her out with one Special 2. She's got recoil on, so if even one of those hit crit, it would have been over. But it's fine. Still a really safe fight. Storm, I actually really, really like for mutants. Move on to Section 2. Placebo here on this. No, oh, sorry. First, Apocalypse here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this with Quicksilver as well. It's buffet. We don't gain any buffs fighting Apocalypse, so there's nothing to worry about with buffet, and there's no armor up, so no glancing. So this is really just us taking a big tanky guy and doing our usual build the Special 2, detonate Whiplash as we throw Special 2, and just let him kind of KO from detonating Whiplashes. I don't recall if we get to a second Special 2 because he is such a tanky boy, and Whiplashes just come down to RNG whether or not we have enough. But yeah, this is a fight pretty basic. Again, Quicksilver being a good option for something in Section 2 or a specific mini/shared boss node. And there it is, the detonate. So it's going to take another set. Even if S99 and Titania are available. So the added trauma here, we get a little extra burst from our attacks. I'd say a little, having played him a bunch in AQ, it's actually quite significant. A lot of the times it means the Special 2 on the back end, or the second time, will actually KO before the Whiplash detonate. But this trauma is going to fall off before we get the opportunity to do that. Full Special 2 decks there. Oh, it won't actually. It was paused from throwing that. So there's all that burst damage, and down goes Apocalypse, nice and easy. Now, first node of Section 2 did not read fully before going in. This Placebo is personal space, so it does not function the same as Section 1. And I kind of sort of still knew that. So here, Mystic Dispersion, you're going to see kind of get out of hand. Really just put us in an interesting position this whole fight. If it wasn't for this node, Wong or Quicksilver would be a pretty dang good counter for Wong, especially since we have that access to slow there, and that's why I go the Special 1 first. It means we don't have to worry about Unstoppable when we happen to trigger buffs from this node once he's activated the blue spell. We also don't have to worry about him throwing a heavy and going Unstoppable as well. So here, power gain was somewhat nutty. We got a Suicide's Defender that actually has Mystic Dispersion added. I didn't really worry about it. I figured let's just get him down quick. So I'm trying to get to this special 2 to finish it. And he's actually KOing himself. We got quite a bit of wither on here too, so down goes Wong. Kind of sketchy. Wouldn't be something I do in season, so Quicksilver still kind of making a statement for section 1. And then this Moleman, another reason to bring Storm. Again, if he shrugs that stun debuff, there's our benefit. But also, this node is going to build our prowess due to our shock immunity. So this should be a super easy fight. And all you're going to see is a pretty easy fight. The problem becomes that I get completely owned or outsmarted by the AI. And this actually happens quite often. They do that little running idle walk forward. I dex back, and right at that moment, they decide to dex in. And I get smacked at the end of my dex. So there's a stun combo. Pause my prowess right about there. Yay. Yay to the hesitant step and then pwn. So we revive, go back in, slap ourselves on the wrist. And clean up that Moleman. And that kind of does it for that War 5. I didn't have an opportunity to use Chavez. I had an idea that I was going to use her on Boss Island, but those fights were all taken by the time I was available next. So, yeah. 2 champions I do quite enjoy. Especially if we don't make a mistake in dexing. And down he goes. So move on to War 6. This time we're bringing in Mr. Negative, Valkyrie, and Nimrod. Mr. Negative, really the showcase here. All of Path 5 had Mystics. Actually, just 2 Dragonmen and a Maw. So here, I mean, you guys have seen me play this node a million times. We're going to parry without having heavying combo to kind of make space. Get our first set of light, bank it, and then here we're very aggressive with our combo, pushing to special 3, setting ourselves up with light energy, and then getting ready when we have that special 3 ready to either bait out special attacks or get that parry heavy in so that we can get the ebb and flow knockdown, fury bonus, evade countering obviously right after that. And then dropping the big special 3. And it's not all the damage during the special 3, it's that dark damage tick after. So there we go, we got that out. Heavy here. Evade counter off of block. Into special 3, we are at the max 20. Push him down to about 50%. Tick, tick, tick. Down goes Dragonman. Super easy. Move on. Thing on the next node. This is what Valkyrie came for, to ignore every single bit of the unstoppable from both this node and Thing's abilities. Now, with this being ebb and flow knockdown and the fact that heavying with Valkyrie removes your prowess buff or your pierce buffs, and then makes you have to kind of gain them back, and you need 1 for the unstoppable counter. I actually prefer to throw special 2, remove the protection, and then hit into his block while I've got the Fury. And I believe that works the first time. And you see me here, I've already made a mistake. Against Thing with Valkyrie, don't try to trigger these Bulwark buffs. It makes your special 2 hit too hard, having both the Pierce and the Bulwark, and then you always trigger protection. So there, protection's off. It worked, special 2. Now get him to kind of be passive, and then go hit into his block. And then we're taking off chunks. And that should happen one more time. But for some odd reason, and maybe it's an interaction with his own protection, since it does end up being triggered every time I throw a special 2. But the next special 2s don't remove ebb and flow knockdown. See? Still there. Not really sure what that's about. So that definitely hinders my damage here. And makes this fight a lot longer in the second half. But when this node is functioning the way it should, that's kind of what I would do. I wouldn't risk removing your pierce buffs and then having to try to get 1 back unless you're directly on the threshold of 10 without your combo inverted. Again, protection's still up. fantastic. But yeah, pretty easy fight. You know, everyone's pretty used to fighting things. Sure, he makes, or he clips you here and there if you're not ready for it, but I love Valkyrie for the unstoppable counters. It's just so nice to not actually have to worry about it proccing or anything like that. Or it failing, like a slow would against the debuff immune or it getting shrugged. But down goes thing, pretty easy. Next, I want to do, or was Nimrod's only fight, this Weapon X. And here it's just stay in Blitz. Once we get to 10 and have the special 2 ready, we'll go right into Eradicate where we've got Blitz and Titan benefits activated, which means all the aggressive prowess, all the regen, we're just removing it. So here, switch to Blitz. Now we're removing all prowess. We're moving the regen. We're just nuking down this guy, pushing him into Berserk. And then once we're there, I'm taking my Sentinel strat where I block index, and that'll bait out a heavy if we need it. There it is, Retaliate. And that should have been an opportunity to switch into Blitz, but the timer was about to switch me, so I didn't want to switch back to Titan. But it doesn't matter, here we are at the special 2. And the knockdown for that last hit, and we get a nice shock or fury bonus, attack bonus on that last set of shock. He's still unblockable, still Berserk. There was a heavy. Just trying to get this last bit out, and that'll do it. So, Nimrod doing Nimrod things against mutants. Now here, I wanted to test Mr. Negative. Spider-Man Supreme, I mean, if you avoid the medium, in theory, should never go cloaked. So here you're gonna see me parry and do the 4 lights. I believe I can parry heavy. No, the heavy triggers a buff. Evade counter here after that one. Off the block. Nope, decides to throw a special 1 into my block. So evade counter here. And I wasn't sure how the evade counter was gonna interact with cloaking. Looks like we're good. And then the next one, it might be because I have a dex buff on. I don't actually think I do. No, I don't. So I'm not sure why he cloaked there. I think because he threw a medium and I guess it counts as a hit. So that's unfortunate. Good thing this Spidey Supreme had suicides and he's squishy. So gonna need to test the interaction there as to why the first evade counter trigger or didn't trigger and the second one did. It probably has to do with him throwing a medium versus a light. Meant to review that and I didn't before doing this. Dragonman here on Ebb and Flow Intercept. So exact same fight that I did first, this node, or this war. But instead of doing a heavy, parry heavy evade counter into special 3, we're going to build to special 3. And then we are going to, and there, I don't know what the heck happened, it was unfortunate. We are going to set ourselves up for an evade counter that intercepts so that we remove Ebb and Flow Intercept and then we throw the special 3. So there we actually triggered Ebb and Flow Intercept naturally. We're not quite at special 3 yet though. Throwing in our stuns when we need to. There we go. Evade counter coming up. This is enough dark energy. We go right into special 3. Pew, pew. Light show, light show, light show. And tick, tick, bye. So, easy peasy. And then the last fight of this video, I believe, I don't think I took anything else. Maw here, Ebb and Flow Intercept again. Maw can be somewhat tricky just because you can do so many parried hits before you actually land a stun and do a heavy. And I really want to land a heavy so that we can make him lose focus. So you can see here we're already at 6 light. This will make it 7. I get 1 more parry in without re-parrying, so we're at 9, perfect number. We also get an intercept there, so now we're benefiting from the fury. There's a special 1, throw in a heavy, get back into focus, convert those fury buffs. And now we're aggressively pushing to special 3 while taking any opportunity that he gives us to throw a heavy and make him lose focus. So special 1s are the big ones. We can be aggressive, push him to special 1, and then just knock him down for it. This light energy is going to expire, no big deal. There we go. Almost a buzzer beater. Get a couple more light energy here. Evade counter this intercept. Combo to special 3. Throw the special 3, and this will do it. So, fun off season. If you can't tell, Mr. Negative, obviously, and Quicksilver, favorite champions. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Looking forward to the season. So this is the last off-season video. Tomorrow I'll be streaming around 1 p.m. Eastern for my third match in my group for Vegas Battleground Championships with 3 stars against FinTech. So keep your eyes and ears out for that. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you want to get alerts for that. Give this video a like, and I will catch you guys at the stream and then at the first video of the season, first war of the season.